Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing Jinbe from One Piece. Jinbe is the last Nakama that we are missing in our Strawhats drawings, okay, in our Strawhats theories. I'm gonna be putting the playlist here so you can check a little bit of all of them. And with Jinbe, I think we close this playlist, or at least we closed the playlist for now, because I have one or two characters as well that for me are kind of nakamas as well, even if they are not 100% with the group all the time, you know. But for today we are gonna be drawing Jinbe. If you see any difference, the paper today is a little bit more white. I finished the previous sketchbook. That means soon we are gonna have One Piece sketchbook tour. With the material I have up until now, probably I'm able to do 2 sketchbook tours. I have already some. I'm gonna put one here because I'm doing One Piece recap. So the One Piece recap are the sketchbook tours only about One Piece drawings and One Piece theories. So I have 2 so far, and I think with the previous sketchbook that is just gone, I may do 2 more, okay? So for the time being, let's start with basic shape for Jinbe. Let's do this kind of bell shape that he is so peculiar about this shape, okay? I want to explain what Jinbe's dream may be, because until now we don't know what's his dream. We know every single person in the Straw Hats, the dream that they have or what they want to achieve, but with Jinbe exactly, no. It didn't happen, it wasn't explained. He kind of decided to follow Luffy because many circumstances, and because he believes in him, obviously, but this is not the standard. The standard in the group, in the crew, is I'm joining and my dream is to be the best swordsman in the world, or the one who is gonna draw the map of the world, or finding the all blue, okay? We have all those dreams quite clear, but Jinbe hasn't actually explained anything about that. I think this may be coming soon, maybe not in Elbaf now, because I don't think he's gonna have much focus. Maybe he has a little bit of focus with the God's Knights, but no. But I wanna go through his life a little bit. I'm gonna be drawing him when he was younger. One of my favorite designs of Jinbe is when he is with Fisher Tiger after she leaves the castle and everything, and he joins the pirates. And he is kind of the most ruthless version of himself at that point. And I want to do that drawing because last year for Mermaid 2024, when they gave the prompt, I think it was Shark Whale, that's his family within the Gyojin group, that's the animal that he represents. I already done him looking like a pre-time skip Jinbe with a nice outfit and everything. I'm gonna put that video here so you can have a look to that drawing plus many other drawings of mermaid related. But for now, I think I prefer to do this because the topic I want to touch and the dream I think is related to this era when he was younger and when he was with Fisher Tiger. Okay, so let's start by drawing the face, the head a little bit, the nose. Okay, I just want to define the colors. I have to say that the colors of the original outfit that he's wearing at the time are green and yellow. Is this one looking like a Akuma no Mi design? So I am gonna be making it different because I think it's connected to Luffy, and I think in the animation Toei colored it like that because they had to color it somehow. But I think when we have more info about Jinbe and his dream, we will see, or it will be revealed, or it will be changed in the anime, the colors of the clothing. And obviously, sometimes I do more cartoony, sometimes I do more invented as well. Like I will invent the colors if I don't know the colors yet, or I will invent maybe a nicer pose, or the shape of the body, depend of the characters. But for Jinbe, we will play with this idea. Okay, I just want to say if we are in the middle and we are in focus. Yes, we are. Just gonna move a little bit more up. Okay, so we are in camera the whole time. But yeah, so let's do the legs like this. I wanna draw him like he is pulling the kimono a little bit like this, showing obviously the design. I don't want to do the design in blue because the design is actually quite peculiar in this pinky reddish tone, because it's a burn. Okay, it's a mark. I want to do it like this. It's quite big. I think I'm gonna do it bigger, even like this, the sun symbol. So I think Jinbe's dream is basically to free the world from the oppression of the doesn't matter if it is world government specific, or specific territorios, or specific kings, or specific people that can be nobles somewhere, and they may have slaves and people in cages. And I think because of that, I wanted to pick kind of this younger Jinbe. I think the concept of the sun, the concept of the burn that he has here on the chest and everything, connecting to Luffy and the sun god and everything, I think is very important for Jinbe in general. They are highly connected, and it makes sense for me that the symbol of freedom, that in this case, in this story, in this manga, is the sun, that he has it on the chest, and he has a background in slavery, okay, connected to slavery. He wasn't a slave himself, but his friends, his brothers, were, and that's because that's why he became a pirate afterwards, to basically fight the world government and this oppression. So Jinbe originally was a very strong guy, working for the army of Neptune. He was one of the soldiers of Neptune, like many other Gyojins that we know, many other famous Gyojins that we know, like Aladdin. That Aladdin is his number one, let's say his first mate during the whole story, as well, was one of the guards. Okay, there are other characters like Hody Jones, the bad guy, the shark in the Gyojin saga, the guy that we need to defeat. He was as well a soldier there. There are many characters at that point that they started serving the king. These guys, they grew. Most of these Gyojins, they grew in the Gyojin district, in the lower area, where they had less resources and everything. Like the poor people were living there, and it was a dangerous area. Let's say like the pirate area of Gyojin Island. It was that one where Jinbe was. Arlong was from there as well. All of them, most of them were from there. So basically, Fisher Tiger, that it's like an explorer, a very nice fighter, very good fighter. He's the leader of this area, like Frankie was the leader of Water 7 Underground. Fisher Tiger basically, in one of his travels, he disappears, and he is, for a very long time, not coming back home. And obviously everyone is like, okay, so this guy must be traveling, everything, and that's good. When he comes back with this frustration, and he talks with the king that they need to take action, they need to go to the sea, they need to basically fight back. He says that he escaped the nobles, he escaped the world government, and he basically sells a story that is not true. Another day we will do a Fisher Tiger video, because I don't want to tell all the story here in the Jinbe one, because I want to focus more in Jinbe character, not in Fisher Tiger background. But basically, when he returns home, talks with the king, talks with Torohime and everything, and all the Gyojin flashback happens. We see some of these guards, some of these Gyojin, some of these people who has nothing to do. They decide to join him and create the Sun Pirates. There is this condition that all of them are branded with the sign, because, and at that point they don't know. There are many of these colleagues as well, many Gyojins that they escaped as well, and they have the Tenryubito brand. So they want to. Jinbei knows a lot of information, Arlong knows a lot of information, they start fighting people, freeing some slaves and everything, but they basically have this sign, so you don't know who was a slave and who wasn't a slave, okay? So all of them are on the same line, on the same level, like before, okay? Like they are free people. That is something very One Piece, very beautiful, I would say, very important for the concept of the topics that we are touching in One Piece, and I love the story and how it's supposed to happen and supposed to be explained here. Let me see if I can do this couple of lines and then we carry on. Jinbei, during the whole story, is the first mate of the crew, of the Sun Pirates. He is the right-hand man of Fisher Tiger, stronger than the rest, and everyone has a very high respect for him, like an older brother, like with Fisher Tiger, because obviously in the Ryugu Palace, in the Gyojin Palace, he already held a rank there. He wasn't just like a normal soldier. He was respected. He was stronger than them all. So that is something to value in a crew. Okay, the experience and the battle experience. Let's do. That's what I say, that his union with the Strawhats, with Luffy and company and everything, I wasn't expecting it as such, and it came very slow as well, because Jinbei is one of these characters that he already had a life. He already had multiple lives, okay? If you remember, after all of this happens and the group is they lose Fisher Tiger, because Fisher Tiger ends up heavily wounded, that he's gonna die. He could have been saved with a blood transfusion, but the only blood transfusion that he could accept at the time was human, and he didn't want to. He was up for a change, to change the world, but he couldn't change himself, and he cried and everything, and I understand what he says, and the willingness of change is there, but sometimes it's difficult to do within yourself. I'm sure all of us, we have seen ourselves in this situation that we are talking to someone like a friend, and we are giving them advice of something. Oh, I think if you do this and this, you will be in a better position. But that same advice, to take it for us, to apply to us, is very difficult. And you don't normally see people that is able to basically take on board his own advice, okay? And with this whole story with Fisher Tiger, that is a point of no return for Jinbei, for Arlong, for everyone, when he is basically defeated, and when he dies, basically, and the crews decide to separate. You have Makuro as well. There is one of those leaders in the group. Makuro takes his guys and they leave. Those are the guys who are kidnapping some people in Shabondi Archipelago. When we arrive to Archipelago Shabondi, Arlong goes his own way. Jinbei goes his own way as well, and everything goes crazy. Fisher Tiger was keeping the balance within the group. He was kind of holding all these titans, all these strong guys in line under the same belt, let's say. But Jinbei couldn't do that. Jinbei wasn't gonna do it. At that point, Jinbei wasn't wise enough to be able to deal with Arlong, for example. He says, go, and I will deal with you if he's going to do any problem. That was the condition that he gave. When he took over the Sun Pirates and the government approached him and say, hey, Jinbe, you are super strong, we are acknowledging the Gyojin, we are acknowledging the Ryukyu Palace and everything, we want you to be a Shichibukai, because he had as well the seasons as a Shichibukai, that's how we meet him. He said the only condition is that you release Arlong. Because Arlong went on his own originally, he got taken by the Marines, and obviously Jinbe wanted to protect his little brother, let's say, even if he was like a bad guy and a very racist, like we see him in Nami Saga, and a very radical. It was Jinbe's brother as well, like the rest of them. So he said the condition for me to accept being a Shichibukai, one of the conditions is that you release Arlong. So Arlong ended up in Kokoyashi area doing all the bad things that he was doing to Nami and everything. And then when Jinbe joins, the first thing that he does, obviously, is kneel and bow to Nami and say, I'm sorry, Arlong was my fault. I didn't know he was going crazy in that area, and I didn't control him. I didn't go to find him because I wasn't aware. We need to understand. Jinbe has a very thick lore. Very strong, a very deep lore. There are many things happening with him at all time. He's been with everyone. He knows everyone. He knew Roger. He knew Whitebeard. He was in contact with the revolutionaries as well, because Koala is a connection with them. The flashback when they fight Strawberry, the Vice Admiral Strawberry. At that point, I think he wasn't Vice Admiral yet. Strawberry, but when they basically fight him and they're trying to return Koala. Koala is a slave kid that they find, and she stay with them. She stay attached with them. She grows with them a little bit. They return her to home and everything, but everything is a trap, and then the Marines are there. The world government is there. Basically. In the present in Elbaf, and obviously from now I'm going to be talking a little bit about the spoilers from now. If you are not up to date with the manga with 1148, you can click here and watch another video. But basically we see this character called Gunko, and I have a theory about Gunko being a clone of Koala, because the connection that we have with the Strawhats, Oda is trying to introduce some sort of connection with Brook, but I think there's gonna be a connection with Jinbe specifically. Jinbe is the strongest of that group, fighting Gunko at the moment, and he couldn't do anything. And I said it in one of my previous videos, like, what is going on here? Why are you not able to do anything? You are very clever, you are very mature, you should know what to do. You should at least put, let's say, a resistance there, like a put a wall between your nakamas, your new nakamas, and Gunko to be able to buy some time, for example, okay? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen at all. We see this completely overlooked in the episode. We don't see any kind of move from Jinbei. All of what we see is already the defeat. They are tied with the arrow and everything, and they can't move. And Nami is complaining and everything. But if you explain to me in a few episodes that Jinbei didn't take action because that person reminded him to Koala, she felt like Koala, I would understand. Koala is human. These Gyojins were Gyojins. They wouldn't go together, but they got very attached in the flashback story. Koala fights with Gyojin style, probably honoring her saviors. She is very close. She works together with Hack, Gyojin in the revolutionaries. Probably all the Gyojins are connected. We have seen this. We don't have many individual Gyojins going on their own around. All of them are connected, and so in one aspect or in another. Okay, but we see how Koala's theme is all the time about Gyojins and slavery, and Jinbe's topic is about slavery as well, and Fisher Tiger is about slavery as well. So I kind of hope that Oda goes in this line, because I would like to see that very much. I would like to see a Jinbe having a dream that is connected to his brothers, okay? Fisher Tiger, Arlong, Koala as well, Aladdin. And if by defeating the world government, that's what we need to do at the end, by defeating Imu, by defeating the Gorusei, let's forget about Blackbeard for a moment, okay? I'm just focusing about the concept of slavery. If by defeating those guys, you free all the slaves, or you free all the slaves in all the kingdoms, because all the kingdoms should, following the world government, should kind of crumble a little bit and be retaken or be kind of reformed. If they are loyal to the world government, it's because they are bad. They need to be kind of honest people, like in Arabasta. But with all of this, we will see what's gonna happen with the slaves. They should be freed, okay? And there Jinbe enters there, okay? So I think Oda didn't actually explain it much, because that is what it's gonna be. I don't think there is other kind of need of Jinbe that he may have as a Straw Hat member. I think Jinbe's time has been distributed during his whole life very nicely, with serving the king, serving his brothers, then serving his kingdom as a Shichibukai and protecting, because that was a deal as well, to protect the kingdom, like join and we will protect your kingdom as well. He's been dealing as well with Big Mom. He had these negotiations, and they will pay her candy. And with this candy, she wouldn't basically attack them, or she actually will protect them. So at the same time that Jinbe, and this is something that the king has expressed a couple of times, he didn't go much into it, but he expressed it a couple of times, like, thanks to Jinbe, we have the protection of these people or the other people. Even if he looks like he's a dog of the government, he's working to protect us, to protect his people here, and that is something that the true nature of the character, it comes to life when we see these aspects, because he originally was a royal guard, okay, in that Neptune army, okay. So let's do all of these things. Obviously the legs and everything, I will define them all. I want to put this arm at the back. I will define everything once we go more into the line work that I'm gonna go in a second, okay? Let's do 0.2 today, or Unipin fine liner to do all the line work. Let's define a little bit. Let's see this tip. What is going on? It's a little bit. I think this 0.2 is dead already. Let me change it 1 second. I have plenty more. Let's try this one maybe. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, this is a little bit nicer. Let's see. I think I have more. Have these two here. I have another one. 0.3, it can be nice as well. We have 0.3 here. And yeah, this one I think is full. I'm drawing the challenges on Instagram. I'm doing the 2 videos per week and everything, and it is a lot of content. I'm using a lot of material, a lot of colors, a lot of pens, and sometimes I see one of these and I didn't remember I finished it maybe in the previous video, you know what I mean? And yeah, let's do like this, to draw the face like this. Jinbe is the eldest, let's say, because we are not going to be counting Brook. Brook belongs to another generation, and he ended up having this luck that he survived because he's fruit. He had a second chance, and he stayed with us. But in the current generation, Jinbe is the older, Jinbe is the wise, Jinbe is the mature. Brook, even if he is older, he is very Usopp-like, like he's very funny, joking all the time as well. He's more like a funny character to me, like than a wise character. He may every now and then drop some lore about I don't know, something, but to be honest, my character as a wise, as a clever, not as a clever, because I think the clever ones are Sanji and what is going on with the colors today? Let me just see one second here. Maybe it's the sketchbook, because this is going nice here. As I said, this is the first drawing for this sketchbook, and it happens all the time that you need to figure out what colors work better here or there, but the ear, let's not forget the ear. Like this, okay. Okay. I think it's the paper. The paper, it has a texture, and maybe is bothering a little bit the color. But we will see. We will practice, and let's see. And if I am not happy with this one, I will just buy another one for next video, and that's it. I normally have a few here, but this size, I finished them all already because I've been using it a lot. But if I'm not happy with this, how it behaves with the pen, or how it behaves with the colors, I will buy another one, and that's it. Let's see. The hand. I want to do the hand like he's pulling a little bit the kimono, as I said before, like this, because I want him to show the mark, like I'm showing the mark, okay? I want to know your opinion about Jinbe. What do you think about this character? What do you think about this guy? Do you like that he joined? Do you think he's maybe too serious? Do you think that maybe he's too old to join? Do you think maybe that his time passed already with the other guys, with the Gyojins, with the Shichibukais, and you are like, whatever, I don't care much about him. I want to know all these things because for me it is important to create a little bit of conversation and discourse about what's happening here in the story, okay? Jinbe is one of those characters that even if he has been shown or revealed later, or even if he just joined recently in Wano, we have seen him ages ago. We knew about him ages ago. If you remember Josaku and Johnny, the Zoro's friends, when we are in Baratie, that we see them, Nami disappears, and we have this moment when they are telling Zoro and telling Luffy not at that moment, they are telling Usopp and Zoro. They are telling them, look, this is what happened. We saw Sister Nami taking this poster. This poster is Arlong. This guy is working or was working under Shichibukai Jinbe. Jinbe is like a terror of the sea. So that concept of the Knight of the Sea is not mentioned there. He's more like a terror, like a horror of the sea. He's mentioned like a monster, basically, like a monster. Think about it. In East Blue, at that point of the story, One Piece is a gradual story. Everything starts with humans, and then the supernatural comes. The supernatural is, in this case, Luffy's power, and then you have Boogie's power, and then you have the Gyojins. So slowly, we are introducing in the story the magic of One Piece. And at that point, when Yosaku and Johnny are explaining about Jinbei, are explaining about Arlong, these are titans, these are monsters, basically, that we need to defeat. At the point that we reach to Kokoyashi, and we learn Nami's past, we're upset and we want to fight Arlong, but if you think about it, how are we gonna defeat these guys? Luffy, because Luffy has a very strong determination, but how are we gonna defeat someone like that? And we as a reader, when we started One Piece, remember when the first time that you were reading One Piece or watching One Piece, that you were thinking, oh my god, how are we gonna win this battle? These guys are too strong. Physically, and they are ginormous and everything, so how are we going to defeat them? So you put that in perspective, that that's the beginning of the story. The beginning of the story, he's introduced, and then he's not shown until ages later. Next time we learn of him is when we are in Impel Down. In Impel Down is because he ended up in Impel Down because he didn't accept. He didn't want to go to battle with Whitebeard. He didn't want to fight Ace and everything, and they end up taking him and say, you don't want to do this? That is your duty. We have here a deal with you as a Chichibukai. Well, we're going to revoke your position. We're going to throw you in jail, and that's it. No problem for us. So that is important part of Jinbei's development. I think Jinbei in the crew, and in the story in general, he represents honor. Honor, for me, is very important. You need to be honorable. You need to respect the people. You need to respect your friends, your family, and you need to be a gentleman with other people, but at the same time, you need to be honorable, okay? And that means don't do things that you wouldn't like other people doing to you. Like, you don't act like reckless, or don't act silly with someone if you don't want that same thing that happens to you, for example, okay? Jinbei didn't want to fight Pops, that he had a very good connection with him, and I respect that. That's honorable. He didn't want to go against his desires of family and brotherhood, even if Jinbei was not an official member of the Whitebeard Pirates, he called him Pops as well, like one son more, like one commander more, okay? Even if he wasn't under the umbrella. That's a respect, because as well, within the battle, like Roger and Whitebeard, within the battle, they had this brotherhood. They were like brothers. They respected each other, even with Garp, because think about it, he gave his son to him. He said, okay, yeah, actually, take care of my son, because they are gonna go and find him. They are gonna try to kill him because he's my son. That to Garp, that is his enemy. So Jinbei, for me, represents that. Represents the respect and the honor. You don't see that in bad guys in One Piece. And when I saw Jinbei in Impel Down and the reasons why he was taken, I knew that he was going to help us and he was going to befriend us. I wasn't expecting for him to join as such, because that is a very big step. And as well, I thought, this old man, his story is already over, I would say, but it happened, and now I'm trying to figure out what Oda is gonna do with him, okay? I want to know your opinion as well about this, okay? I want to know your opinion about, tell me in the comments down below in the show more section, tell me why is Jinbei here, and why do you think his dream may be connected to free the slaves or no, okay? After learning all the things that happened to Nami, and even being a secondary character in the group, within the group, because we all know that we have the big five in the main group, the original five until Chopper, and the rest are a little bit more secondary, but all of them need to have an importance for the end of the story. All of the dreams are connected, and if the Jinbe dream is about the slavery that we said now here, and freeing the slaves, or eradicating slavery from the world, that can be achieved through Nika, god of liberation, god of freedom, as well, god of destruction of the enemies, I guess. It makes sense. It makes sense that we have a Gyojin connected to the slaves, who was in partnership, in brotherhood with Fisher Tiger, who was a slave, and many other slaves, that was freeing slaves and fighting the Marines and the world government against slavery, specifically. And yeah, it will make sense that that's kind of the point of Jinbe's journey with Luffy. The Oda can play as well with the promise when they are in the prison in Impel Down. Jinbe is locked in the same cell as Ace, and they had a conversation, well, many conversations, because that they are there many days. Ace tells all the stories about Luffy, and Jinbe, obviously, he's a man, you know, he's a strong man, he's, whatever you say about your brother, blah, 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 blah. But when he meets Luffy, he says, oh my god, all the things that he said, he's making me feel as well like part of him, you know. I want to protect this guy, and he ends up promising that to Ace as well. There is a promise as well, like some sort of bodyguard. Jinbe's role, since he leaves Impel Down, since he leaves his cell in Impel Down, during Impel Down Saga, during Marineford Saga, afterwards, when they all the things happen with Ace, and he ends up in Amazon Lily, in the island next to Amazon Lily, he is protecting Luffy all the time. He is the bodyguard. He's saying, Luffy, don't hit yourself, hit me, and release your pain and your anger with me, so you will feel better. And there is a maturity even greater within the character of Jinbe, and there he learns that there are things out there that he still needs to see in the world, like in this case the connections with Luffy and the freedom of the people and everything. And I love it. I say to you that, and I confess to you that the joining of Jinbe was a little bit of a surprise for me. But if I think about it, now that I'm saying it aloud, here, it makes sense. It makes sense because it's the promise that he did to Ace. He says, I will protect my brother. And he's like, whatever, I will protect your brother if he's worthy of my protection, you know. And it happens that he is. So it's like a legacy. There is like a legacy there as well with Ace and Jinbe, that Luffy is not accepting Jinbe in his crew because of that, if you know what I mean. He's accepting Jinbe because he befriended him, and that is the beautiful thing that I love when that thing happens, and slowly Jinbe has done it straight away. But there is this point in when they are fighting Kuma as well, that he says, don't take the head of my captain, Zorro. Don't take the head of my captain, take my head, because I'm going to be the best swordman in the world. And Kuma accepts that. People connected to Luffy, the Nakamas, the main group, and even Bartolomeo and Cavendish and the rest of the guys, they respect Luffy. And they create this connection with him, like they prefer to die before selling Luffy or giving information about Luffy, and that is honor. And for me, Jinbe represents honor. Zorro represents honor as well, a lot, and firm. They are kind of the determinate on the group, that they will not doubt. You can see Nami running around, Usopp running around in fear, Jinbe and Zorro, for example. For me, these are the two guys that even if they are afraid, because they cannot be not afraid, they will be there, and they will not shake under pressure. We see with concept of fear. The concept of fear is something important in Jinbe's story, in my opinion as well. We see Jinbe facing Big Mom, and that's why I say the concept of fear, because trick or treat. Basically, trick or treat, Big Mom soul thing that he's taking the soul if you're afraid. He's kind of consuming years of your life if you're afraid of her. And Jinbe wants to talk to her honorably, and he wants to say, look, I'm gonna leave your crew because I decided to join Luffy's crew. And then, obviously, Big Mom uses her power. It doesn't work. Everyone is surprised that it doesn't work. And Jinbe respectfully says thanks for accepting me here within your family. But now I need to go. And you don't do the trick with me because I'm not scared. He said, how I'm gonna be scared of a mere Yonko if I'm with the Pirate King? And I just got goosebumps with that, because there are moments like this that it makes epic. I don't think Jinbe has very important moments or very nice moments or much yet. I think I wanna see something epic like that again. When he comes back to the crew, that says, "Oh, Jinbe, I will see you. I will wait for you in Wano." And then when we are approaching Onigashima, when we are approaching the battle, Jinbe shows up and introduces himself with this kind of kabuki position and the shout and everything, and I'm the Knight of the Sea, blah blah blah, served under this and that, and now kind of he pledges fealty to Luffy. That is tremendous, and I love it. It didn't make me feel like oh my god, like a Gear Second, for example. That the Gear Second was like crazy for me when that happened. But it has a feeling, okay? Maybe because it was a little bit out of the blue. Maybe because I wasn't expecting him to show up at that moment, or I didn't want him to show up at that moment. I would have preferred him to show up in Wano directly, not in the middle of the ocean and everything. But I understand that Oda chose that location because he belongs to the sea. He's the Knight of the Sea. He should show up within the sea. So it makes sense as a character, as a Gyojin, as one of the strongest Gyojins in the world, that he basically shows up with the water, okay, from the sea, and attacking everyone and destroying everything. So I like it. I want to know your opinion about that as well. I think Luffy respects Jinbe a lot as well. He is one of those figures that I think Luffy is gonna take, or is already taking, as a father. Not in the sense of, yeah, you're my father, in the sense of learning things. If we see this introduction, this kind of very Japanese type of kabuki theater, Japanese type of presentation that he has, very epic. Then later there is another presentation. I don't remember exactly where is it, but we have this moment where Luffy introduces himself to someone, and he does this. I think he's in Elbaf when he is meeting Vegapunk, probably. I think he's when meeting Vegapunk, like as a show of respect, because he knows that is a person to respect. He introduces himself with a hand like this, with the position that Jinbe introduces himself to the crew, because you need to think about this. The crew has seen him a couple of times, but the crew don't know him. There are some of the guys that they don't actually know him, or the other guys, they don't know him either, okay? So it's nice. I love it. And I want to have a moment with him to go through his needs. What do you need as a helmsman? Do we need to improve the ship somehow now in Elbaf for you to have more maneuver, for example? I would like it. Do we need to have a conversation about what do you wanna achieve? I like it as well. I would like it as well. I wanna, even if it is not directly, I need that conversation to happen. I need that conversation to happen in regards of maybe he's talking to Zorro, or maybe he's talking to Robin. He looks very comfortable with Robin. In a couple of moments we have seen Jinbe and Robin going together here or there, because they are kind of the clever guys in the crew, let's say, together with Sanji. But yeah, like in a conversation, like he's gonna mention, I'm here because I'm gonna free them all. I'm gonna free them all. Don't worry about. Or even now, it could be very beautifully explained as well with Gunko. If Gunko happens to be, if I'm right, I'm lucky, like fingers crossed that I'm right. I'm gonna put the Gunko video here so you can actually understand why I think she's ahead. But if that happens and there is a epiphany kind of moment, there is a conversation type of moment with Gunko, and he makes Gunko good. He kind of redeems Gunko by untapping the real Gunko behind the clone. Because we need to remember that Jinbe has a clone as well. Jinbe has a Seraphim of himself as well. So he knows when they took his blood. He knows a little bit about the cloning concept, even if he is not interested in it, or even if he's not actually a scientist. He knows that they done that with him, and he has seen it in Elbaf, okay? So the thing is, he should be able to understand. He should be able to have like a familiarity, in my opinion, with Gunko, and say, I don't know how, but I know you. I don't know if it is because I have a clone as well, I have a Seraphim, and I didn't know that I had it, or I don't know if it is because you look familiar to me, and that's referring to Koala when they were kids. But if Oda is not going to do that connection, and other theories out there are right, and maybe it's a clone of Genie, or it's a clone of, I don't know, someone else, and I think there is a missed opportunity there. There is a missed opportunity, and very nice game, because what are we gonna do with Jinbei? Are we gonna give him a fight? And are we gonna give him an emotional fight that we as a reader may cry with Jinbei? We haven't cried with Jinbei yet. All the things that he's been involved, Fisher Tiger's problem, we could have cried for Fisher Tiger, with Fisher Tiger's frustration. All the problems that he had with Nami, we could have cried because of Nami or for Nami, but not for Jinbei. I mean, Jinbei was crying like a baby when obviously the apology that he gave to Nami, and Nami said, don't worry, everything is forgotten, there is no problem between us here, don't worry about it. And Jinbei cried. Was that the moment that Oda was trying to make us cry with Jinbei? Maybe. But I don't think it's that, okay? So as I said, I'm gonna do the Akuma no Mi shapes. I think from the very beginning it was thought that Jinbei was gonna be joining, that Jinbei was gonna be involved with the Nika story, and he was gonna be a kind of savior with Nika, and that's why Oda designed this pattern for him. I would say we did Easter eggs, this Easter, we painted Easter eggs here at home, and I've done my drawing like this, like Akuma no Mi, like thinking about the concept of the Akuma no Mis and how this could be. Let's see. Like this. Okay. Looking nice, and I am gonna paint it purple. I know maybe some of you may say, oh, that is not Jinbei, oh, it doesn't look like Jinbei because that outfit is supposed to be green, and the lines the Akuma no Mi shape lines are yellow in the anime. The anime is the anime. And I have to say that I love Toei, I love the animation as well, and I watch it all the time, several times. But man, think about this. Do you want to have some coherence in some aspects? For example, if Oda is gonna say now in the manga, oh, Jinbei, like Luffy was the chosen one. Now we have seen like Luffy's the chosen one, like all the main characters. But if we are gonna have that, Jinbei was destined as well to something. Zoro was destined to something. Like all of them, we see this happening, and we're gonna have to accept it. We're gonna have to accept it. And this type of design for the clothing is not random. I said it, I think, in my previous video talking about the lore of Brave. When you create lore, and all of this is lore, when we are doing theories, when we are analyzing chapters, episodes, when we are analyzing the story of one character, when we are theorizing where he's gonna go, on what he's gonna do, or if he's gonna become this or not, all of that is lore. And we are reading the lore that exists already, and we are trying to create more lore, okay? Trying to, because the only one who can create it officially is Oda. So, if Oda is gonna come now to say, yes, this is actually the real idea I had in mind, that the outfit that I drew originally was the same type of design like the Gomu Gomu, okay, that is the Nika fruit, because they were destined to be connected and be working together. Luffy's work is to save people and to unify people, so yeah, it makes sense that the God of Freedom and the God of the Sun is connected to the Sun pirate captain, that he was some pirate captain after Fisher Tiger. Okay, so let's see this. All the details are relevant. Okay, Luffy's scar in the eye is relevant. It's important. That's how you create a nice character. The scar on the face is important because it's the promise with Shanks. The scar on the chest is important. That Jinbei again saves Luffy there. It's important because it's the promise and the legacy of Ace, okay, and the fight against the Marines, okay. Then the scar that he has on the chest is important because it represents freedom and fighting for freedom, okay. That is what the revolutionaries are fighting for as well, what Koala is fighting for, okay. All these things, and there are random things that we don't know yet that Oda will explain, and I'm 100% sure Oda will explain. There are sometimes things that can be, it's because it's cool, and that's it. I decided to do it like that because it's cool. And I can accept that, okay, I can accept that. Soros is missing the eye, no? He has the cut in the eye and everything. It is relevant for the story, yes. In Kenpachi, if you have read or watched Bleach, it is important for him. In Sasuke, with Naruto, if you have watched or read Naruto, it is important for Naruto as well. Is Oda gonna make it important here? He can. He can make it like that, and he can say that Luffy sacrificed one eye, or tried to sacrifice one eye. It was his promise. Maybe this is Zoro's promise for Mihawk. Or maybe, as we speculated many times here in the channel, and I think it's 100% thing that is gonna happen, Zoro already defeated Mihawk in single combat while they were in training. It already happened, and I have a very, very long and reasoning why that already happened. But the sacrifice was losing an eye, and Mihawk took one of his eyes. No mercy. He was gonna kill him, but he managed to win and keep the other eye. I would buy that if Zoro already won, he must have lost something. And the eye, an arm, a leg, it is quite reasonable for what happens in the story. If we see the other characters, or not other important characters in the story, all of them, like Eustace Kid, he paid the price, he lost an arm when he tried to face Shanks. Ben Beckman ripped one of his arms. Okay, he didn't even go close to Shanks. Everyone, if we think about it, has this kind of sacrifices. Okay, so with these guys, you see, at this point in the story, I think he didn't have yet the scar for the eye, but we're gonna do it anyway here, because I'm not sure about it at the moment, and it's better if we draw it like this, okay, like thunder there in the eye. But you know, it's totally normal, and that is something that you learn when you do character design. If you are an artist as well, like me, you are drawing like me, you are creating your own stories, your own characters like me as well, and everything. Think that in any movie, any character, if the hair is like this, is because of a reason. If the arms are longer or the hands are bigger, is because of a reason. Okay. Especially in the main characters. In the main characters, yes. You can have someone like Vito from the Fire Tank Pirates, the Capone Beggy group. He has very big hands, and they represent obviously the mafia and the Padrino and all of these things, like the movie. And there is this common knowledge that Italians are very expressive as well with the hands, and they move the hands a lot to talk and like this and everything, and this is like a culture thing. Nothing bad about it. That is a cultural thing, and maybe Oda is trying to represent that hand gesture with creating a character with big hands that can move the hands or use the guns very nicely because of this, for example. Okay, I don't know, because I'm not in Oda's mind, but I'm just suggesting that it may be one of the reasons. But Vito is not a main character. Vito is a secondary character within a secondary character group as well. So yeah, I say take this in consideration when the main characters are involved. And Jinbe is a main character now, even if he is a secondary character within the group. He is a main character in the One Piece story. Okay, let's see. I wanted to draw him with the Gomu Gomu shape. Okay, and don't get upset. I know that the Toei didn't do it like this, but I needed to do it like this. So as I said, Jinbe had many lives. He lived already like a cat, many lives, and with the Fisher Tiger and the concept of the piracy, the starting his piracy journey and everything, and that was very important and determining for who he was gonna become. You would have never thought that someone like Jinbe, when he was young, Jinbe was a beast. Jinbe was sometimes they had to stop him a couple of times when fighting humans at the beginning, because he went crazy. But when Fisher Tiger was on almost dead, and he revealed that, oh, actually I lied to you, or to all of you, and as well, and I protect the kingdom, protect the slaves. I can't do it myself. I can't mix my blood with it. But you know, basically, don't teach the kids this bad blood that we have. Just teach the new generations good things. Basically, that is basically what Fisher Tiger wanted. And he said, I actually didn't fight anyone. I just basically escaped from my life, and it frustrated a lot of them. Like Arlong got frustrated, everyone. A lot of hatred was created there at that moment when Fisher Tiger confessed the truth of everything on his deathbed and everything. But think about it, the maturity of characters like Jinbe, or the moment where Jinbe said, yes, I'm gonna partnership with the government. I'm gonna partnership with the government and become a Shichibukai for the sake of the kingdom, to protect the little Gyojins and the little mermaids. That is crazy. That is a burden, and the king knew. The king knew, and he said it when he was meeting with Jinbe a couple of times. He said, "Oh, you know, the burden that you have on your shoulders, blah blah blah." Because swallow all of these things after having a crew where all your friends, all your brothers were enslaved. You need to be. You need to hold yourself very nice and be an honorable man and a man who is able to learn to do that because it is crazy the autocontrol, the self-control that you need to have to be able to follow your captain's order at that point and believe in him there. Like when you don't want to believe, when your brother is dying and you say like, oh, I can't, my God, I can't do this. But Jinbe, there he was, and now look at him, like Brook, having a second life, laughing, smiling, and running around with Luffy, you know, being funny as well, having funny situations with Luffy, and it is so nice. It is so nice in my opinion, and I hope truly that Oda gives us a little bit more of Jinbe. A little bit more of explanation and a little bit more of reason for him to do this or to join and to do all these things. Let's mix the colors a little bit there. And the tattoo. You guys know that when I'm doing the black means that we are almost finished, and maybe this video today is a little bit longer than normal because this is a Straw Hat, and I wanted to say many things about him, and obviously, I get excited. Jinbe's past, the different points in his past is, I think, a delicate and important, very important topic, I would say, and it just makes sense that for me I spend maybe a little bit more of time, and I wanted as well to give my own take in the drawing and make him a little bit more dark and at the same time more connected to the Gomu Gomu, like he's like a big Gomu Gomu, and yeah, but let's kind of finish the drawing. Let's do like a quick redraw of the lines, okay? When he's young, this is more kind of grayish, and then when he is older at the moment, is painted as yellow as well. I don't know exactly why. That probably maybe change of the color. This is kind of part of his ears or something, and it change of the color. But we have the hair was blonde here at the bottom, very long hair he had. And the cape and everything, very epic. It's an epic design, and I love as well the style. Oda is always doing fashion shows with Nami and Robin with the outfits, and all of us we have different outfits in the sagas. But with Jinbe in the flashback when he's with Fisher Tiger, depend of the scenes at the moments, depend of time, he's wearing different robes, different kimonos, and I love it. I love the style, and I don't think. Let me have a look. I don't think I have any figurine of Jinbe yet. So it's one of those things that when I want to get a figurine of him for here, for home, for the shelves, I'm gonna have to think which kimono I'm gonna pick. Because for me, this one is one of my favorites, and the original one, the orange one with the rhomboidic design, as well, is one of my favorite ones. The one at the moment I don't like it much, but I think I just need time to get used to it. The one from when we meet him and he's with us and with Ivankov and everything, I love it obviously because he's kind of for me his main outfit. Like you see that Zorro is the green colors with the design for the swords and everything, and Luffy is the red one and everything. For Jinbe, I in my opinion, is the orange one, you know. But I don't know. We will see what other kind of design he's gonna be making for him, and yeah, which one we like the most, basically. So doing the boots, I want to do with the thicker tone a little bit. Let's do the sun as well. I always like to remark, even if the details are not that remarked, I like to remark this. I need for Jinbe a individual fight. I'm not happy just with the who is who fight. I wanna see Jinbe fighting one-on-one someone strong. Jinbe is top tier. There's a lot of discussion online. I don't go into who is stronger or who is not stronger, but oh, Sanji is stronger than Jinbe. Jinbe is stronger. Jinbe was a Chichibukai. Jinbe is 46 at the moment, in the present time, so he is experienced in battle in many different circumstances. When he was young, when he was 20, 25, he was fighting vice admirals already, and then he became Chichibukai, and he kept fighting as a Chichibukai as well, other people. So, yeah, I don't think this kind of power scaling thing we need. I don't think Oda wants to focus in, oh, look how strong is Jinbe in the sense of look at his muscles, how strong he is, like he's doing with Zoro, for example, or with Luffy. I think with him, he's doing something more. Look how wise he is and how calm he can be. And how many things we can learn as a youngsters from him, like because if you think about it, everyone apart from Robin that is older, Frankie that is older, and Brook that is older, all of them are around their 20s, and they have many things to learn about life. And the perfect scenario is when Ace died and Jinbe was with Luffy and said, don't do that, just hit me if you need, just think about your nakamas, you have still your nakamas and everything. And then that opened Luffy's eyes. That is something that when you are a teenager maybe you don't realize yet, but when you grow up you are like learning many things, you mature basically, like everyone. But I think that's kind of the true rule for Jinbe, that he's gonna be there is gonna be a tricky situation, and he's gonna be saying, "Calm down. Let's make a plan. Let's think about this. But calm down, okay? Transport them to the good direction." That's why he's kind of the helmsman. He's kind of saying, let's keep in this course, okay? We follow Nami's orders, yes, through the maps, but let's kind of steer properly here, and let's navigate the waves in the better way that we can, okay? Kind of teaching them like a father, I would say, like a father figure here in the group, okay? And I love it. I love it, to be honest, because none of them had a father. None of them had a father figure. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. Well, Sanji had Seth, but in general, all of them grew without parents, basically, almost without parents, and or paternal figures. That's why I think someone like Jinbe in the crew, it can give a interesting take, an interesting opinion when something is happening and that they don't know how to handle. He may step in and say, let's talk about this, and let's do this in another way, or in another. Let's think about this twice, okay? If we want to do this or we want to do that. That Luffy is gonna do whatever he wants anyway, but I think there is gonna be a determination in Jinbe at one point. It's gonna be a specific point that the Jinbe is gonna have to say, hey, let's kind of do this or do that, because Oda needs to give him a little bit of importance within the group as well. I don't want him running around and that's it. He needs to have one or two moments as well, like the one with Big Mom, like the one arriving to Onigashima, and everything. He needs that development. He's a new guy. We need a little bit more of him. Even if we have learned already many things about him, okay? I think we finished for today. I love the drawing. I love this kind of showing. Look at my mark. I'm a sun pirate, and I love it. And the design. I hope when more things are revealed about Jinbe, this is the color. This is the color, like the fruit. Let's sign. This is David. Viadel DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the talk today, the drawing, the theory, the concept of freedom, and the discussion today. Yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, and all these things that they say in the channel, and I see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.